Close your eyes, step into the dark. Behind the veil where you leave your mark. You choose the rules for how life will be, but you won't know your place in this world you see. Will you be rich or struggle to stand? A king or just another hand? You shape the world, but here's the deal. You'll walk through the veil without knowing what's real. Behind the veil, would you still make the rules if you were the last? Or would you play the fool? Would you keep the power or share the wealth? Would you fight for others or just yourself? When you don't know who you'll be, what kind of world would you want to see? Behind the veil, who do you defend when you can't tell where your story ends? To make it fair, you'll pay a cost. The higher you rise, the more you've lost. No cheap hands to build your dreams. No comfort off of someone's unseen screams. If you build a world where wealth's shared wide, could you let go of greed or pride? You may not stand at the top of the hill, but at least it's fair. Can you take that pill? Behind the veil, would you still make the rules if you were the last? Or would you break the tools? Would you give the voiceless a chance to speak? Or build a world where only the strong succeed? When you don't know who you'll be, what kind of world would you want to see? Behind the veil, would you make it right if you didn't know which life you'd fight? A world of equals means the gap gets closed. No low-cost labor when profit flows. You might not live as high and free when all get the same opportunity. But what's the gain if others rise? Would you trade the truth for comfort's lies? You may lose the perks you've come to know, but is it worth it to help others grow? Behind the veil, would you change your mind if your privilege were left behind? Would you lift up those you'll never meet, or hold your ground, never feeling defeat? When you don't know who you'll be, what kind of world would you want to see? Behind the veil, would you make the call to fight for justice or let it fall? Will you be born rich or out on the street? Will your life be easy or incomplete? Could you be the one in prison or pain? Would you still build a system where you'd remain? Or behind the veil, there's no guarantee that the one who suffers won't be me. Would you keep the power that you never earned, or would you share it even if it burns? When you don't know where you stand, would you lend a helping hand? Behind the veil, would you pay the price for a world that's fair but not as nice? Would you build a life that's just for all, even if your status falls? When you don't know who you'll be, what kind of world would you want to see? Behind the veil, would you make it right when you might lose in this fight? Close your eyes, the veil still stands. It hides your fate, it ties your hands. Will you choose for the many or just the few, when the world behind the veil could be you? You, Renee.